lots of stores were not accessible. We sent them a letter and asked if they wanted a ramp. And Ezra's wrote back. We were excited because we really wanted everywhere to be accessible. It's not fair if places aren't accessible. One step is just the same as 15 steps.
Oh, I'm getting the warm and fuzzies. This is an inspiring look at some kindergartners from the Mabin school, a class of 5-year-olds. Want to tackle inequity and inaccessibility around the neighborhood. So, you know what? They saw it and they fixed it by joining forces with, of course, Stopgap. Now, joining us right now live is Luke Anderson, the founder of Stopgap, and Lisa Grassa, a teacher from the Mabin School. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know what? These ramps are everywhere. I'm often in the annex, and you see it at all these shops, you know, shops that previously were inaccessible. So give us a little bit of a background about Stopgap, how you started it, and also how many ramps there are now.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to share. It's a really important project that's really raising awareness about the importance of access. My life changed about 14 years ago when I sustained a spinal injury. So in a split second, I was all of a sudden introduced to a world that's really not well suited for someone that uses a wheelchair. And I wanted people to start thinking about barriers in their communities. I wanted people to start thinking about great solutions that could help solve these problems that really affect all of us. And we started the project involving some volunteers and building materials in the Junction neighborhood in 2011. And all the residents in the Junction loved the ramps, the businesses responded really well to them, and we just needed to take it to different parts of the country. And so we've got over 1,200 ramps in the country now, and over 40 communities participating in what we're doing, but we need to do more.
Mm-hmm. And of course, enter this class of precocious kids. Lisa, how did you sort of connect with Luke and decide to kind of launch this very, very progressive and as well as empowering initiative?
Well, at the Mabin School, we follow an emergent curriculum. So what that means is we take the kids' wonderings and questions and problems, and we let that guide what they learn about. So this was something that came from the children. We have a friend, Nancy Barber, who visits our school, who uses a wheelchair, and they noticed that she was having to be carried into the school, and that raised questions about safety and fairness. And so that allowed us to learn more about accessibility, and that's when we called Luke in as the accessibility expert to teach us more. Yeah.
Luke, we've seen this before, specifically with the restaurant signs on Young and Wellesley. They had a stopgap ramp, and of course there was some controversy about bylaws and whether or not it should be there. Of course, it is still there now, but sure. What are the next steps that we need to take to make our city and also the world a more accessible place?
Next steps. It's a good pun. I use that one all the time. Well, we all have the ability to be difference makers in our own community. The project is so simple, as the kids said. They get it. They understand that it's not fair that everyone can't access the spaces that they enjoy. And that is a problem that is easily overcome by just raising awareness, talking about the importance of inclusive spaces. And we can remove barriers right now. It doesn't mean outfitting a business with a ramp. You and I can start talking using language that empowers, so puts the person first, and then the disability that they may have. So thinking about people first is a great way that we can all remove barriers right now. And we need to start moving towards a world where people are recognized for what they can do and not what they can't do, because it's really not us that have disabilities. It's the places that we live, work, and play in that are disabled.